Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. You can probably hear it. I got a little frog in my throat, a little cold, nothing major. Feeling actually quite well, just a little congestion. Today's topic is going to be failure and adversity lead to wisdom. I'll get to that in a minute. Shooting this on Christmas night. I hope everybody had an amazing Christmas holiday. And if you don't celebrate, hopefully you had an amazing Monday. Um, Always great to see family. I saw family Christmas Eve, my entire immediate family. It's about 10 of us, including my mom. So that was great. A lot of good times. So, and here we go. Failure and adversity lead to wisdom. So I think with anything that you would like to achieve, there's no way to achieve it without failure and adversity. You just can't do it. You can't learn to play a musical instrument. You can't learn to speak a language, whether it be your first language growing up as a kid, second language at some point in secondary school, college, university, or whatever. You can't do it without failing and adversity. Sports, same thing. Algebra, you name it, any school subject, any work responsibilities, you're going to fail. Doesn't matter if you're a painter, an electrician, a plumber, an engineer, a software programmer. Failure is a part of life. Failure is a part of learning. So that makes us think that as we go through this recovery process from this thing that Dr. Sarno called TMS and that I've been calling for a while, perceived danger symptoms, what makes us think that failure is not a part of this process? It absolutely is. But what I want to do is reframe it as not so much failure, but learning opportunities. Right? Because that's the key. In any other endeavor in life, any other endeavor, many of the examples I just gave, anytime we kind of make a mistake, we learn from it and we correct it so we do better next time. This recovery process of teaching our brain that we're actually safe and that the symptoms are just false alarms, that's going to be you're going to be met with adversity. It's going to be hard. You're going to feel like, I'm doing this wrong. It's not working. The symptoms are going the wrong way, right? You will be met with what you can perceive as failure and adversity. And you might be thinking, what am I doing wrong? Absolutely nothing. You're learning. You're doing things physically, mentally, emotionally, and you are immediately getting results back from your subconscious brain that says, yikes, or you're okay. I did a video on trial and error a while ago, a few weeks back. This is a learning experience. This is a teaching experience. This is an opportunity to teach your misinformed, scared brain that you're actually okay. With anything else in your life, did you ever expect to get it spot on first try? Nope. Don't expect that here. You're going to do some things, then afterwards it's not going to go so well. Then you're going to think to yourself, well, that didn't go so well. But instead of getting upset or frustrated or mad at yourself or blaming yourself or, blaming your brain and getting in a fight with your brain and my body is giving up on me and I'm trying to do this and my body is fighting back and getting into all of that mental gymnastics about how things are going, simply see if you can take a step back and go, what can I observe from what just happened? If symptoms are going up, invariably, Our response is fueling the symptoms. Our response may be providing more fear, more frustration, more anger, more self-criticism, more self-blame. What am I doing wrong? Doubt. Maybe it's not TMS. Do you see how all of those responses to symptoms can cause the brain to go, holy cow, we're in trouble, stay vigilant, and keep the symptoms going? And if you fuel it with enough fear and aggravation and panic and despair, the brain can elevate the symptoms even more. What you will learn if you pay attention is that symptoms didn't just go up out of the blue. Oftentimes what happens is they'll start going up because the brain's perceiving some danger, consciously or subconsciously. That's the key. Can happen subconsciously. But here's the key. If symptoms are starting to go up, what's the best response? Not to panic, because that'll clearly ensure that they keep on going up. And before you know it, these flare-ups can be really intense. If you fall into the swimming pool called fear and despair and anger and frustration because your symptoms are still quite colorful, they're not going to calm down as quickly. The mindset, you and your conscious, thinking, intelligent brain needs to lead the way. You need to lead the way. You need to show your subconscious brain that you're truly not in danger, no matter how loud that false alarm is screaming. You need to be able to look around and go, hey brain, psst, come here. There's no fire. We can turn this down because I'm actually okay. And be authentic with that, right? Because if you're saying that terrified, or if you're saying that because you think, well, saying these exact words, like Dan said, is a tool and it should turn the pain right down, and how come it didn't work? Authenticity matters here, folks. Confidence matters. Clarity matters. I talk about these things all the time. That's why I really talk so much about understanding the cause of these symptoms. Understanding that this applies to me. Right? This stuff is so important because that's foundational. Without it, you're skating on thin ice. That's never a good thing. So, what do you guys think? And comment below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber on YouTube yet, hit that red subscriber button. But failure and adversity will lead to wisdom. You will eventually get to a point where you have navigated this rocky, bumpy road with all the speed bumps and detours and, everything else. And all of that adversity and all of those things that you might perceive as failures, but they're really not, they're just learning opportunities. Eventually, you will start to become wise, and you will start to be able to see what's happening. And you will be able to start to say, well, if this is how the system works, then I am going to intelligently, consciously, cognitively make these correct steps. Not buy into the fear and panic where rational thinking goes out the window, but I'm going to stay rational because I know what's going on. I know. I just know. I've done my homework. I've done the assessments. I've decided that this is what's happening with me. This is the cause of my symptoms. I've decided to accept that. I'm making a commitment to stick with that. I'm not going to vacillate back and forth between physical TMS, physical PDP, right? Perceived danger pain. Make that decision, make that commitment. This stuff gets a lot easier once you've done that. So if you are still in doubt, don't pass go. Do the assessments. isthispdp.com. Do them. If it's close to, the border or something like that, evaluate your fear. If you're terrified, it's very likely that your symptoms are fairly consistent and they don't shift that much. And that can lead to, a pain test score or an FIT assessment that doesn't really look like TMS. But look, the body heals. So if you've got symptoms longer than a typical healing time frame, it's almost inevitable that your brain is playing the lead role in the continuance and the persistence of your symptoms. And so I hope I'm making this clear. Failure is not failure. It's only a failure if you don't learn from it and you keep on responding the same way over and over and over again, and you just feel like I'm getting nowhere. I'm just getting more angry and frustrated. Maybe in that regard, it might be a failure. But what I'm really encouraging you to do is look at any change in symptoms as a learning experience. If the symptoms are going up, learn. Let me observe. What were my thoughts? What were my emotions? Was I predicting anything bad happening symptom-wise? Was I expecting the worst? And if symptoms are going down, observe. What were my thoughts? What were my emotions? What was I expecting? Was I focused on living my life? Was I engaging my brain in something else besides the symptoms? And if symptoms are going up, am I hyper-focused on the symptoms, monitoring every little up, down, sideways that's going on? These are learning opportunities. Every moment of every day, if symptoms are changing, you can make a mental note and go, what can I learn from this? What can I observe? I know that sounds exhausting, but you're focusing and paying attention to this stuff anyway. So it's useful to ask yourself the question, what can I observe? What can I learn from that? And what can I do differently next time to get a better result? And with these little observations and tweaks and, continuing to experience this journey, you're going to find that things get easier. But it's got to be based on the foundation of knowing what causes symptoms, knowing that it absolutely applies to you, making that decision, knowing there's a solution, and making sure you are committed and believe you're capable of implementing this stuff. Because I explain this every day. This stuff is not as complicated as people make it out to be. The process is simple. Perceived danger creates symptoms. Teaching the brain safety is how we get rid of them. Yes, it does get complicated because, hey, life on this planetary plane is complicated. But try to simplify it. If symptoms are going up, what can I learn from it? If symptoms are going down, what can I learn from that? Pay attention. You may find that you gain wisdom through what these are, through these perceived failures and adversities. So I'm going to wrap this one up here. I really appreciate everybody. Again, very Merry Christmas. Hopefully everybody had an amazing time. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Love you.